Hello, dear audience. Before we dive into this chapter, I wanted to note some disclaimers and content warnings for your awareness. There'll be the usage of background music and sound effects that will recreate the effect and illusion of jump scares. Further content warnings include frightening and intense scenes, grief, trauma, loss of a parent, dark themes and entities, deals with darker powers, descriptive scenes of death, implied past abductions of adults and children, as depicted in Fae, changeling, and/or demonic lore, potential character death, potential betrayal between characters, illusions, mazes, and endless halls or loops. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you, my dear audience. And now, enjoy. Hello. And welcome to Other Side of Studios, and welcome to the Melancholy we weave, everybody. I'm your storyteller for this evening, Ambrose, and tonight we will be telling this tale of horror using the game Quietus by 𝒖𝒏𝒌𝒏𝒐𝒓 of 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒊𝒕𝒐𝒓 Games. This series is a melancholic horror anthology in which each chapter will be following different pairs of characters with backstories dripping with heartache, guilt, grief, and sorrow. These unfortunate main characters are actively trying to push past their traumas while utilizing scars within their own psyche to combat an unknown horror that pursues them. Just so you know what you're getting into here, dear audience, these aren't stories about heroes or overcoming some great evil with the power of will and determination. This will be about broken and hurting individuals clawing out of the depths of an unknown nightmare by the skin of their teeth. Will hope tease out of their grasp, or will they be able to elude dread before it consumes them? We turn the page on this anthology and land on the latest chapter, Chapter 2, Not Like Your Father. Wilhelm and Stephanie Harrington are dealing with the complicated feelings that have been left behind after their father's sudden death within their family home. Cause of death was ruled as older age, perhaps a heart attack, but there were some things that made the death seem really odd, off. They try not to think about it, and besides, they weren't too close in the first place. Not like they used to be before their mother died when they were kids. Still, grief at the loss of the potential closeness hits you in a way you never expected. But things become a little more strange after the reading of the will. The twins are both given the family home and surrounding property, along with a mysterious note from their father that is accompanied with a key to his study, the very one they had been forbidden to enter even as adults. What secrets lie within? There be answers about what their father hid, perhaps about their mother, or maybe that mysterious visitor that Forrest would entertain that they were never able to see. We shouldn't worry too much about that, not yet anyway. We have to introduce our wonderful guests, our main characters, if you will. Starting with you, Vin. Care to introduce who you are, your pronouns, your character and their pronouns, and a short sentence about the last thing your father said to you before he died.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Hi. I've been at 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒊𝒕𝒐𝒓 on Twitter. All the socials. My pronouns are he, they, and I'll be playing Stephanie or Steph Harrington, pronouns she, her. And the last thing her dad said was, "See you tomorrow."
Right there. Right here. Good. Wes, care to introduce who you are, your pronouns, your character, their pronouns, and same thing, short sentence about the last thing your father said to you.
Yeah, hi, my name is Wes Franks. My pronouns are they, them. I am the Zine Fiend for +1 EXP. I also run Caring and Comfort. Happy to be here, and I'll be portraying this recording as Wilhelm, Will Harrington, pronouns he, him, former athlete turned architect. And the last thing that my father ever said to me, as Will, not as me, was, "Wouldn't mind you bringing the boys around. Haven't seen you in a while." maybe dinner, and it was left unread.
Oh. I love tasty trauma in the background, in my heart. You feel it. And without further ado, let us continue. I held on for as long as I could. Everything you need to know is in the study. Check my desk. You know when you see it. I'm sorry. I love you both. The message passed on to you by the personal representative selected by your deceased father, Forrest Harrington, to read his will weighs heavily on your mind. The key that accompanied that note weighs heavier, in a physical sense, in your pocket. Stephanie, as you drive down the isolated road that's also scenic that leads to your childhood home, you can't help but think about those words, even though you read it only once. It just stays. It's been a few days since you buried him. Driver's side window is down, just enough for you to smell balsam and cedarwood wafting from the outside. Setting sun bleeding through the trees in spontaneous waves over your dashboard. It's getting late. It's like 6, 7. Gets darker earlier as it starts to become autumn. You're about 5 minutes away from the house, planning on meeting with your twin brother, Wilhelm, after not seeing him since the funeral, or discussing next steps. That's what y'all are planning to do today. As well as trying to figure out what to do about this note and key, whatever that means. What do you look like, Steph?
Steph looks like she keeps 15 cats in the living room and maybe 40 in the basement. Rail thin, layers upon layers, even though it hasn't even touched autumn yet. But she gets cold very easily. Hair that kind of cuts right at her stomach, a little frizzled. Hasn't really been caring much about appearances, trying to deal with everything else. Kind of pale, big glasses. Homely in a sad way.
Oh boy. Homely in a sad way. Isn't that already sad? But you probably have some light music playing, just a random radio station. You have told your work, which is a publishing company, if I remember correctly, that you will be gone for a few days, but they give you the space easily. You always do your work. It's not like anything they can't handle. You are in contact with a author that's writing a children's book specifically with a boy wizard of sorts. Not the boy wizard, but a boy wizard regardless. And the last email that was sent was from her, checking in on you since you were heading to your father's property. Not professional, technically. just to check in. But you have gone unanswered with that. That also kind of lingers in your brain space a little bit. As you drive, you have a bit of a glitch that happens to your navigation system. You have one of those navigation systems that picks up when someone's next to or a car's next to it or too close to the front. Just a little bit of a whine goes off, letting you know that there's someone on your right-hand side as you're driving. There's no right-hand side, it's just forest. Do you look?
She tries to take like a quick glance through her peripheral and then like tilts her head.
Can you roll for me?
Sure.
Okay, you have 1 dice that you can roll unless you want to bring something in to increase your pool. But it usually just starts with 1 dice.
All right. And it's 1d6, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Got it.
I'll just roll a flat. Okay, that is a 3.
Ooh. That's a fail. So you don't succeed. I get 1 dread. Ooh, that tasty, tasty dread. Thank you so much. You look to your right, and it's kind of trippy. You know how when you park your car and someone's kind of standing next to your door, and it's like, oh, they're standing and they might get ready to lean down and like knock, or like someone's just standing next to you. It kind of looks like someone's just standing there. You see someone's chest up. Someone has a hand up as if like they have a cane in their right hand, dressed in a black cut suit. But they're on your passenger side window, and you're driving, so it looks like they're standing while you're driving off to the right hand side.
I'm just really tired. It's been a long everything. Just gonna shake it off for now. Chocolate to lack of sleep.
There's a knock, knock, knock on that window.
While I'm driving?
While you're driving.
I'm gonna keep driving.
Solid. Roll again.
Oh, great. Oh, golly, oh, gee. A 1.
Whoa. You want to push that?
You know, I'll let it ride this time.
Okay. I get another dread. Nom nom nom. Thank you. So you fail. Thank you for the dread. You turn when you hear the knock. That's what you hear. And you see the knuckles of somebody, gloved hands. Okay. And just as you are kind of processing, is that real? You hear someone lay on the horn. It's a very thin, like, road, but it's just enough for 2 cars. But you're starting to lean a little bit over to the center lane, and then you turn forward and then swerve. And then get back, take a breath. You might slam the brakes, or you might continue going. Either way, which one do you think? You're slowly slamming the brakes a little bit, or you're just going to keep on pushing?
Oh yeah, hit the brakes.
All right, you hit the brakes afterwards, and there's a screech because it's sudden. You push forward in your chair, stop, idle a little bit, you turn back to the window, and you see nothing. You look around, and you look at the rear view window mirror, you look in the side mirrors, you look around the car. No sign of that person that you saw. You can tell.
Everything's fine. Everything is fine. You're fine. Just go on. It's one more part. After this, you're done. You don't even have to look at the house anymore. It's fine. It's just winding back up with a steady mantra.
Awesome. So you take those breaths, calming, centering yourself. Put your hands on 2 and, was it 2 and 8? I think it's 2 and 10. I forgot what the thing is for the car. I don't remember. But you put them right back on the steering wheel. What you've learned when you first got your license. You're like, all right, I'm going to stay stable, firm. It's all good. And then you drive again, move forward. And it goes soothingly from what you can tell, like no more interruptions. You think, you know what, maybe it was just unsettled, uneasy. You're driving by yourself. You know, you have, even though you'd make this drive often, it's, or used to at the very least, because you don't really have a reason to be out here anymore, unfortunately. Well, you've gotten there early, so you're parked out front. You pulled into that long driveway. Very luscious green property. Still, even though it's a little unruly, no one has really been here to maintain it outside of 𝒏𝒏 in terms of the main gardens outside. It's a Tudor style home. Beautiful, large, but kind of coated with a mist of green because no one's been taking care of it. So mist of green and pollen out there. The windows are clean from what you can tell. There's some ivy growing up the side of it. And you're waiting in the car. You're on your phone. You had just gotten a message from your wife, who's just checking in to make sure you're okay, even though like you're not really talking exactly because you're separated. You did just lose your dad. So there is still the concern of checking in with you when you're looking down. What do you do? Oh, well, before you even do that, what do you look like, Will?
Will looks similar to me, just to make it easy on everybody. Used to have short, close cropped hair, and like glasses, polos. A fan of polos with the cardigan combo. There's a cardigan, but it's just chilling in the car seat. Is kind of leaning out at everything, looking around, staring at the message, and trying to see the most diplomatic way to reply that won't start a fight. And looks around and like kicks a little bit of gravel that's in the drive, and then just types, "Doing okay, waiting on 𝒏𝒏. How are the boys?" ?
There's a quick pause, not that long, before you see the text bubbles popping up, letting you know that she's typing, and then there's a pause, and then further typing, and then pause, and you're wondering if she's doing the same thing you were doing of trying to have a diplomatic response to not start a fight of any sort. And then eventually she writes, "They miss you. Andrew and Oz are doing okay. We'll see them soon, though, right?"
Looks at the right with the question mark behind it of like, why weren't you just affirmative? Like, just say, "I'll see them soon." You don't have to ask a question. And then stops and just goes, "Of course, I'll grab them on my way back, and we can have a nice weekend in the city. Just need to get this done first."
Of course.
And then sends that, and then waits and goes, "Thank you." And it sends a thank you afterwards.
Of course is what is sent. And you can tell that it's genuine. There's no like stab of a punctuation mark, which you know means that she's mad. It's genuinely like, "Of course. Here if you need anything," is the last thing that she sends. You're out in the gravel, like you're outside the car. You're leaning against it, I'm assuming,
leaning against my Lexus. You know, my nice economical Lexus.
Of course,
still has the leather seats, but you know,
awesome.
And also, like, I forgot to describe a little bit more. There is the athletic build, but there's paunch around it. I call it accessible paunch. So a little bit of like, you can tell that Will used to work out quite a bit and everything, but has now decided I'm still working out, but I get to eat whatever I want. And so that is starting to show, especially getting close to 40, as Will is. And is wearing like driving loafers, no socks, and then slacks as well.
All right. You take a moment and you push off the car, sigh and pace a little bit, waiting for your sister because this is the time. It's not quite the time yet, so like you're just a little early, but you're nervous and you're like, okay, either find stuff out or just get this over with. Find stuff out, get this over with. And as you're pacing, you get another message, another ping on your phone. You're expecting it to be Meredith, your wife. But it turns out to be your boyfriend, Marcus, actually. And he is checking in, kind of similarly, but this time it's just like, how are you, love? Are you feeling okay?
Struggling a bit. No hesitation. Struggling a bit. Sends a heart. A purple heart. Just waiting on Steph. You know how she likes to take her time with things. Just ready to get out of here as soon as possible. How's the apartment? Question mark.
Feeling okay. Immediate response. Taking a break a little bit from painting. But just thought about you. I miss you. Let me know. Do you want me to come down there, actually?
No need. I'm just going to pick up the kids on the way back up. Everything will be okay, though. No stress.
Okay. Purple heart back. See you later.
Love you.
Love
Purple
you.
heart.
Sorry, love you more, is what's said back in response. And you get ready to close the screen, and as you close the screen and it goes to black, you see directly behind you side profile of somebody in a top hat and a paisley green scarf.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After counting down and regulating, going to turn directly and face it, much like my therapist, Dr. Carlo, has determined.
You turn, no one's standing there. Can you roll dice for me, please?
I can. Let's go ahead and, yeah.
It's an uneasy roll.
6.
Ooh, the exact opposite of Steph. You've succeeded just fine.
I'm well regulated.
So, you turn around, you look around, and see nobody. So you think for a moment, okay, I'm seeing things. I just lost my dad. It's been complicated. I'm stressed out. I was a little angry. Now I'm not angry because Marcus helped. And then you hear the crunching of gravel. Like it sounds like someone walking across it. But there's a third tick that comes along with it. And you were listening closely just for a second. And you realize that third one is just a scratch of a cane instead, accompanied with the pacing as well. And you look around to see if you can find it, but you don't see anybody at all. And then it kind of fades out auditorially for you.
It's just the ground settling. It's this weird fucking house. It's got me feeling weird. It's perfectly fine. I'm gonna tap my pocket. Say I've got something for that for later. Hopefully Steph will get here any time now, I guess.
Yeah, you look around and you see her car pulling in, and it's you can see it from a distance, right? As she rounds the corner, the car slowly pulls in, and you kind of lift your arms as you see her, and you look at your watch or your phone, and you see that just 1 minute over, so it's not like she's super late or anything like that. But of course, some stuff happened on the road, so it's probably nothing, right? But you don't know this. And she pulls in, parks on the opposite side of the car, not where you're kind of like sitting around or standing around. And after a second, she gets out. We all say to each other,
Stephanie.
Hi, sorry. Hi. Got a little weird on the road, but I'm good. I'm here. Let's get this over with.
Oh, busy business.
No, I don't want to hold you. I know you have a wife and kids, and I don't want to be in the way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, gotta get back to being Captain Dad. Sick. Okay. I've got some snackage. Let's go ahead and get this study cracked open. Let's figure out what the hell the old guy had. Let's hope that Forrest left something nice for us and not a boatload of other trauma. Do you want a freeze-dried Skittle?
No, thank you.
Or sour?
I don't care.
Great.
I'm sorry, just a little tense. This is, I don't know what I feel about this. I'm not going into it. Just gonna rip this Band-Aid, turn right back around, and we can go on with our lives. How does that sound?
That's fun. Haven't seen you in a while. How's the old clam bake at the publishing company?
Everything is fine, and I don't like the term clam bake. That is very...
Sorry. Yeah. Look, women-led publishing, fantastic. Hope you're making a lot of money.
I am. How are the boys? How's the wife? If we're having conversation?
Oh, yeah. Meredith's fine. Flowers, all that good stuff. Andy and Oz are doing well. Oz is having a little bit trouble adjusting, but Andy's helping him out and everything. I think they're getting too reliant on one another. So,
I mean, are they still doing that whole one cell phone thing? That's...
No.
I mean, I get it. It makes sense. I mean, but come on.
Oz said that there's people struggling in the Congo, and that for them both to have phones is something that, no cobalt batteries. So we're going to be more economical, environmentally friendly. So one phone for the two of them.
I mean, that's why you just buy refurbished if you care. That's weird. Nothing. I'm sorry. I'm mumbling.
Okay.
Walking.
Look, you seem a little stressed. So, as you know, in Chicago, we like to live our lives a little bit differently, a little bit on the greener side of everything. So I went ahead and I brought something. Ooh, I produced a joint. Come on. We can go ahead and spark this boy up. And then we can go ahead and
took
take care of this
DARE so seriously. I keep the certificate next to my diplomas.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and spark this up and stink up the joint. And I can find a lighter. You got a lighter on you?
Well, look at me and ask me again if I would have a lighter.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a book of matches for your candle?
No, I don't. There's probably one inside where we should go.
Yeah, the study. I'll go ahead and hit up that humidor and see what kind of stogies the old man left behind. Okay.
They're all yours. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So y'all have your conversation, whatever that was, before you head in. Kind of awkward, as I believe you, Steph, probably have readily access to the keys of the house because you used to come visit often. So you naturally pull it off, pull it out of your bag, your purse, or whatever. Tumble through to look through the keys. It's the third one from the access to the publishing house and your apartment, and then you have your dad's keys. And as you walk, you notice the gardens, which you recently looked after, not that long, maybe a little bit over a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. You realize how unruly it looks. There was a lot of different flowers. There was rose bushes surrounding the grounds. There was this flower that your father decided to have planted St. John's wort out front, and then a lot of dandelions. You see the dandelions are like overgrown, flooded a little bit, which you're not sure that's how gardening works. It doesn't like just become like wild and untamely in 2 weeks. There's more than you ever imagined there being. You see the first line of dandelions walking up the walk up, essentially. They look like they've been not quite scorched, but maybe sickly. Like they're turning black at the roots, and it's growing and it's blackening. Looks like it's wilting pretty quickly. So you're wondering if disease entered the earth near there at some point, maybe. But it's just the front few so far that you've noticed. You walk past it and up the stairs to the front of the house. And unlock it.
Wow, Steph. Late night at the office? Haven't been able to make the gardening shed in a little while?
I really don't know what's going on with all of those. Aren't dandelions considered weeds anyway? I don't know why he wanted them all of a sudden.
Yeah, but Mayor likes to trim them and keep them around. You can eat them and everything. You know?
Ew.
Ew? It's
Who's
herbal
eating
medicine.
dandelion?
I thought nerds like you and bookworms were always like making herbal tea with all of my urban foraging, and let me put it on my little hot plate that I have next to my desk while my cats crawl around as well.
I don't know who or what. Who are you reading? What are you reading? What are you scrolling by? You're making all these really hyper-specific, like, jokes. Is this how you cope? Are you coping?
I'm coping.
Right now?
I'm
okay.
coping.
Okay.
I'm dealing with a large amount of grief that my father just passed away. And so I'm trying to
I hadn't
reconnect
heard.
with my long-lost sibling.
Ah, I see. The sibling who kept reaching out to you multiple, no thank you, multiple times. I just
Look,
don't get it.
I have my own shit going on.
Yeah, I understand.
I know how much you have your own shit going on, too. I don't like to bother, okay?
Okay.
So, I'll stop holding you up. And I'll let you go ahead and move through this and process however you need to. And I'll go ahead and pick up the scraps, like always.
I'm hurt. You're hurt. We're hurt. The end.
And hurt people.
Centering. Walking.
I'm kidding. Let's go.
When you open the door and you enter into like the main area, it's kind of like there's a hallway immediately as you enter. To the left, there's like a large living room, and to the right, there's a dining room. It's kind of like the main room for like where people would host guests is the best way to put it. And then as you enter, you realize that it is really cold in here. Like no one's been here. It should be kind of like matching the outside temperature, room temperature kind of situation. But it feels like the AC was left on.
A lot more chill than
You
usual.
and Louisa having running the AC up here, aren't you?
I'm going to check the thermostat.
Mm-hmm. You check the thermostat, it's set to 60. It's pretty cold, but it shouldn't be 60. That's not really the go-to temperature here. It's usually like 69, 70, or 71 degrees. And you adjust it?
Yeah, she's tilting it up to like at least 75.
Okay. You do, and hopefully it'll start kicking in. You can hear that it kicked on kind of situation as soon as you adjusted it.
Oh. We can hear the hum. Ah. That boiler working, huh? Awesome.
The blinds are shuttered a little bit. Not everywhere, but like there's dark spots in the house that you can see. You turn the lights on and it feels like home as you know it, but not really. Because there's a presence missing. Obviously. What do? Do you go get something to eat if you can in the kitchen? Do you just hang around? Are you going to go through his stuff? Or are you going to go straight for the big question in the back of your minds here? That skeleton key in your pocket burning. Not literally for you, Stephanie. Just the thought of it being there.
Yeah, she's going straight for the study.
Ooh, like beeline. See it?
Oh,
there.
Hey.
What?
You're going to the study right now?
Yes.
You don't want to, like, go check out our room or something? Do a little reminiscence tour? We can look at some photographs together?
Who are you? I don't...
I'm taking the time, since we're here, I am allowing myself to be available for whatever grieving process you may or may not need, so that can be together. As twins, we share a common bond, right? I can tell when you're feeling anxious. I'm feeling anxious. Or we can go directly to it and you can never see me again. I know I've been bad about reaching out, but I'm here now.
That is such an ultimatum.
It's not an ultimatum. I'm saying we can go, or we can do whatever you want, though. It's like, it's your process. You're here all the time with Dad. If you need me to, like, if we need to go over, like, yearbooks or something, if you need some time to, like, edge into it a little bit, get some foreplay before we, get emotionally lubed up. So to speak.
Nah, I just want to rip the Band-Aid. Go in dry if we're going with these illusions.
Okay. All right. Okay. Skipping the over the pants stuff. Let's go ahead and go. Let's just dive right on into the study.
Yeah.
I'm following you, Captain.
And maybe we can, like, take a once around the rooms, but I want to get this done.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can get the business first, and then we can get a little high. We can look around some stuff. See if we can find some porno mags or something.
You head forward, stuff, rolling your eyes. This is not what you imagined Will to be like. You haven't really spent that much time with him in the last few months period. And he seemed to be very uptight before. But this is like very loose, very like, like, let's do things. Let's like smoke a joint. Let's like look for porno mags, like all this other stuff, like maybe this is hitting him harder than you thought, like, for this kind of behavior. Or maybe there's something you're missing. Either way, you raise an eyebrow and your shoes click against the wooden floors as you walk down the hallway, and there's this feeling in your chest and maybe at the pit of your stomach. This is the room. You see it, and it's this grand door, or it feels like it is, at the end of the hall. It's the first thing you see when you go through the front door. All the way at the end of the hall, this door. It's like slightly different than anything else. Like there's gold trim around it, is the best way to put it. This is the study. The study. The one that you never were allowed to go into. Can you roll for me?
Sure.
You want to do anything, just a straight roll?
I mean, I can't think of any situation, past or present, that would, like, give me an extra die.
That's fair. That's fair and valid. All right.
Oh, gosh. I'm changing die. This is a 2.
Ooh, juicy. All right, so you failed. You give me dread. As you walk forward, it feels like it's taking a little longer than it should to get to the door. You should have passed the kitchen by now, but you aren't. It feels like the hallway is getting longer, visually perhaps, and at a certain point you stop. You look around for a moment. You stop. And you keep walking. Again. And it feels like it's longer for a minute, like it stretches for you. And then it rights itself and you're at the door. Well, You don't really see anything odd, period. Like, you just see that your sister kind of stopped halfway towards the kitchen, like she was processing something. And you're like, okay, weird. But then she goes back to walking forward. And you're like, okay, weird. All right. You know, also processing. I get it. You know, kind of situation. She gets to the door. And you produce the skeleton key in your sweater pocket. Swimming in the big flowy sweater that you have, cat lady. Pull it out. And that gold trim of the door is matching the same gold of this key. It's probably not. Maybe it is real gold. That seems like it's right for your dad. Or maybe not. And the breath, you put it in the lock. Turn it. There's a click. And the breath escapes you because, wow, you're really going into this room. You open it. And it's kind of what you expected for a study that matches your dad. It's very well kept, organized. This is a man. Forrest wasn't a man that like had clutter everywhere. Kept it clean. On both sides of the room are tall, like a floor to ceiling bookshelves, different books of different sorts. He read a lot. There is cabinets that probably holds different board games of sorts, because he was a board game type of guy, specifically chess. There's like was the metronome kind of situation on his desk. Mm-hmm. There's a computer. It's in the center. Behind him, there's just like windows, like that outlook into the backyard. It's a beautiful room, really clean. And what you're looking for, you think, is in the desk. He said there was something there for you to check out. But you take a moment and you leave enough room for Will to come in, look around too.
Oh, check out the digs. No wonder he didn't want us to come in here all the time.
Yeah, I guess we would have ruined the Parcheesi and Monopoly and Clue.
Mm-hmm. Would have gotten our grubby little fingers all over those. Oh, what are those? Butterscotch candies on a bowl? Ooh. Great taste, Forrest. Great taste. Couldn't have gotten Jolly Ranchers or something. All right. Okay. Did he say specifically what we were looking for, or just said that we'd know it when we found it?
I think column A, column B, the desk. By all means. I don't.
Yeah, you seem to be... Are you okay? Are you sure? You
I'm...
sit down and have the water, and I'll grab this, and we can pour over in the kitchen?
Sure. I think that'll be great. I'll be in the kitchen where he died.
Oh, shit. Okay, how about, like, the study? Or, fuck, we're in the study. TV room? Something like that?
Sure.
Relaxing? Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want me to grab from here? Any important documents? A will that says that everything goes into my name instead of yours so that we can fight over it?
We can do all of that later. Just get whatever's in the desk, and then we can get the steak knives and duke it out.
Steak knives. Okay. All right. Relaxing. Yeah. Perfect.
So, Will, you're staying in the study, and Steph, you're going to go to another room to check out things? Is that what?
Yeah, like the family room, the parlor, like just a general social room while Will grabs the shit, and then we can like parse it out together in there.
So we're gonna thank you for separating. I appreciate you. We're gonna start with you, Will. You watch your sister like kind of give you a look and step out. Kind of grateful for like taking a moment, because you know what, yeah, maybe we need a moment to like look through and not go straight into it. And you look around the room. There's like you can see through as the sun is like almost fully setting here. You can see dust particles kind of flying through the room, but like the room itself isn't dusty. Maybe it's just starting because he hasn't been here to clean it, right? And you look at the desk and you're like, rub your hands together. All right, what do you got, old man? What did you do? What did you leave here? Can you roll to look through this desk to find what it is that you're looking for, whatever that is?
Yeah, and I'm gonna decide to push myself.
Oh man, thank you.
Going to help out and say, let me get this done as quickly as possible so there's no stress on Stephanie, because Stephanie's taking it hard and I need to step up and be there for Steph. So yeah, just kind of like pushing myself, because I'm also looking for a book of matches or something, so I can get this duchy going, do my own little kind of sage ritual in here.
All right, roll for me. When you push yourself, roll a dice. Whatever that number is, it will increase your anxiety by that number.
Okay. 5.
All right, increase your anxiety by 5, please.
Perfect.
And now you add an extra dice in there.
Okay. So roll 2 die.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's a 6, 4 and a 2.
Awesome. So you succeed. So even though your anxiety's halfway to, full panic. Oh, you're not. Oh, the wrong one. That is 5. There we go. You're not panicked. I got you. No, that's wrong one. Wrong person. That's on me, Steph. You're fine, Stephanie. Even though you've seen a lot of stuff, you're fine.
I can feel my phone buzzing. And then also
just like the phantom buzz in your pocket, because you're like, okay. So you're looking through. You look in the front drawer, where usually the seated area is, and you're quickly able to find a matchbook, as well as a lighter, like very beautiful lighter. Mm-hmm. It's engraved with his initials. And you turn it over, and underneath you see, with love, M.
M. Huh. Okay, this will be nice. Yeah, go ahead and present this. I'm going to take the matchbook right here, and I'm going to put it in my pocket. And then, I'll grab that lighter. And then, okay, let's grab from the desk. Maybe a packet? Maybe, is that what I'm looking for?
You're still looking, but that was the first thing that seemed pressing to you to do.
Absolutely.
Let me light this. Let me take in a breath after I do. And a nice puff to get started. And then you go down the line to the left-hand side and you look through and just see paperwork. You see some files, just in general. And then you go to the right side, and then the first drawer on the top you pull out. And you see a packet, it looks like, as well as underneath it, there seems to be a journal. And underneath that, you see a wooden, personally made chess set. So it's like wooden, closed in on itself. It's red and white. Instead of black and white. That's the usual for chess. You see that all kind of tied together and twined there. And then there's a note on top of it. And it says, "For my kids."
For my kids. Beautiful. The journal. I'll look at the journal and kind of flip through it real quick. Just seeing what might be, if it's personal or if it's not filled out yet.
That's filled out, not fully, but it's been written in up to at least a little bit past the halfway point. And if you take a gander at it long enough, it's not like dates or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It seems like they're notes about riddles, and then in between those riddles, there is details about encounters of sorts, but you're not entirely sure if it's real, because it sounds like maybe he was a writer, perhaps. perhaps you didn't know that your dad was this creative about meeting with somebody and the things that have happened in those meetings.
Whoa, all right, yeah. I'm gonna close it and say, that's not for me. I'll take the packet and then the chessboard and the journal, and I'll stack them on top of each other. Put this in my teeth, in my teeth, and then have the lighter stacked on top of that. And then Stephanie delivery, and start making my way back towards Stephanie.
All right, are you trying to go through the front door?
Yeah.
All right, roll for me.
Oh fuck. That's a 1. It's
amazing.
That's a 1. Yeah.
So my dread increases by 4. I'm going to use that dread immediately.
Okay.
To increase your despair to 1, please.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Juicy. I love it here.
1 despair, 5 anxiety. It's just like me.
It's me. You go to the door, and it was like naturally closed behind Stephanie. Like, so she closed it. She left, and you go for it and reach for it, and you try to open it. Like, let's say you have everything in one arm,
and
then and it's kind of perfectly underneath your arm, like, so it's not going to fall. And then you reach for the door, you turn it, and then there's resistance. It's locked.
Pranks. Stephanie, I love your door pranks, kiddo, but I gotta get this stuff out of here.
You don't hear anything.
Stephanie, good jokes. Okay, turn the doorknob now. Papa's got a brand new package. I've got a book for you, it seems, too. You might enjoy it. You like books, right?
You hear very much like something stab the floor behind you. You're not sure what that sound is, but it sounds like a pole, maybe, like kind of hit the floor kind of situation.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I turn.
You turn slowly. No one's there. But you get a beautiful view of the backyard. And you see that the dandelions on the outer edge in the backyard. You had saw that it was blackening. And it seems like it's spreading. It's getting closer towards the house. So instead of like the first line, it seems like it's now pulling up to the second line of dandelions. You see it inching the blackness before it stops. As soon as, kind of as if you notice it, it stops.
Stephanie? Steph?
Turn back around to the door and try again. Roll.
It's 4.
Nice. With a 4, achieve a lesser version of the goal. Or you can try again on 10s. If you want to push it for me, you don't have to do that.
I'm not gonna push it.
I know.
Yeah.
It would have been a nice little gift, but it's fine.
I know.
So
I already have 5 anxiety.
I know. I know. It's just worth a try. I'm just asking. But I got a 4. And you go back, kind of a little bit of slight urgency. Not a lot, but like looking at the back window, and then you turn back around. Steph, you go for the door and you turn it again and you rattle it. Rattle it again. And then on the third turn, it pops open and you open the door and tumble through just a little bit before you catch yourself. And then we're going to go stuff. Go back in time a little bit while this is happening. You're in the family room, I would say. So like there's like a television, there's like shelves with like DVDs and books and stuff like that. There's picture frames. There used to be a lot more in here of family outings with everybody. Your mom. You had a lot of time with Miranda. You remember those pictures with your mom and your dad and your brother all together. You did a lot of stuff together. And that used to shower the walls. But now there's just pictures of your most important moments. Like graduations. Like anything like that. The boys. The grandkids. You or Will. Getting married. Stuff like that. So it's not as full as you wish it once was. What are you looking for in here? What are you doing? What are you planning on doing? Just gonna take a moment?
Yeah, she's just waiting on Will, not doing too much because if she
So
looks too far, yeah, she might cry. So just gonna look at the pictures or the lack thereof, and then finally take a seat on the couch. Maybe turn on the TV for some noise in the background.
You kind of walk around first to look at the pictures, missing the empty spaces of what used to be there, what you wish was there, maybe, as what would have happened if your mother was still here, kind of situation. Things be different. And try not to think about it. Go back to the couch that faces the TV. There's like a coffee table in front with coasters. You don't plan on getting a drink anyway, but like maybe if you crack open like whatever was found in the desk, maybe you will get some wine, talk about it with your brother if things are comfortable. You pick up the remote and you aim it. TV, turn it on. Can you roll for me?
Oh boy. New dice though.
New dice though.
A 3.
You want to push it?
You know, why not? It's the TV.
All right, roll a dice and add whatever that number is to your anxiety, please.
Oh joy. Oh, where did little bastard go? There it is. 2.
Nice. So add 2 to your anxiety. Not too bad. So you have 2 dice now that you can roll to do a tense roll.
All right. And then together, that's a 6.
Amazing. All right. So 6. You turn on the TV and there's a moment where grainy picture that you see. And it looks kind of familiar. It looks like a home video kind of situation, like someone like on a camcorder. And you realize that like it's of your front yard, and you also realize that it's of you and Will, your kids, 8, 9 years old. And in the background, someone is taking this video. You don't know whose perspective this is because you remember this day very well, unfortunately. Your dad was in the house, and your mom was on the ladder, cleaning the house, the gutters. She wanted to keep a clean house, even though the help could do that, but she wanted to instill to be responsible for your own stuff too in the house. You're playing in the yard, and then you see in the distance your mom on a ladder. You don't know who's taking this video, though. And before anything else, as you're realizing what's happening and like it's your memories catching up and slamming into fifth on it, you see the moment where she slips, starts falling, and then it cuts away to CNN.
Great, perfect, cool. Okay. gotta get out of here. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're trying to be like, okay, this is ridiculous kind of situation. Relax. Like, your brother will come back. And then next to your ear, your right ear facing the door kind of, and your left ear is kind of facing where your brother is kind of situation. So the right ear, you hear someone count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the 2 you feel 2 fingers walk along like that on your shoulder towards your neck. 2. Boop. Pokes you on the side of your cheek.
As if that button on her fucking face just, she springs up, doesn't scream, wants to, but that would be a little too much for the situation, and just goes, well.
You call. You turn also, and
yeah.
no one's there. You thought maybe Will might have done it, like he was being a stinker earlier, but no. You look around. You kind of like walk around the couch to look around to see if anybody is here.
Mm-hmm.
No. You still hear someone talking on the television, talking about the economy at the moment. You don't hear anything, and then suddenly as you walk further into the hallway, you look at the door, the raising question, you hear the door stutter open, and then close as Will partially stumbles through and then rights himself and then looks at you. We'll stare at each other in the hallway.
You okay?
I'm so fine. I'm so not fine. Can we just, please, I don't know how long I can stay in here.
Okay. Yeah. I got it right here. It's right here.
What is that?
I got this as well. It's gifts. There's a note that said for my kids. So there's a packet, there's a book, I'm assuming for you, and there's a chess set for me.
Oh, okay. Do you think we can just take that and, I don't know. I'm not feeling great right now.
Yeah, it's, the door got stuck.
Really?
Yeah. It wouldn't open. I thought you locked it, but you didn't.
No, I wouldn't do that.
There's also, that kind of rot with the garden. It's really bad in the back. I don't know if you noticed that.
Okay, we can call someone about that. I'll take the book. We can get out of here.
All right. Okay. You don't want to sit and talk about it first?
No, I think something just like, I don't know, just kind of touched me like along fingers, and I heard something.
I've been hearing shit.
Okay.
Are you sure that maybe Louisa or maybe like her, like she probably has like an assistant or something that should stay in here? That's fine.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think that's what it was.
Bugs? Remember the bugs?
I hope it wasn't bugs. I would take bugs than hallucinations any day.
Everything okay?
No, I don't. I feel.
No, I mean like outside of all of this. Like, is everything like you were late, which you're never late. You're typically the early one. I was shocked. I know I was early.
Yeah, everything beyond all of this is perfectly fine, which is why I would like to get back to it.
Oh, okay. All right.
What about you? Like, you're not really. You're a little everywhere lately. I never.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I'm living life. I'm enjoying adulthood and everything. Apparently, I never did enjoy adulthood. So I am now taking the time to experience things in life, like smoking weed and to calm myself. That's actually medicated. That's not, that's prescribed to me.
And
I'm not as
freeze-dried
cool as-
Skittles and...
Road snack. I stopped at a Quick Trip and had myself, I was like, you know what, I'm going to have myself an energy drink to keep me going, which I've never really had one before.
Never needed it either.
No, I didn't really need it. I was just like, yeah, but let me be a little bad. And then I saw freeze-dried Skittles, and I'm like, wow, freeze-dried Skittles, who thought to do that? And then, one thing led to another. But I'm fine. Everything's fine. Meredith's fine. The kids are fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, you didn't. Never mind. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
I'll just take the book.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right there. Boop. Book for
That's
you. Chessboard for me. It's red and white. So I'm like, oh, okay. Striking.
I just gonna toss that aside and start skimming the book and walking down the hallway.
All right, you're walking down the hall. Where are you? Like, just aiming to leave, or are you just like walking?
Oh yeah,
down
aiming to leave.
Okay, I didn't want to like. Oh, is it just like just leisurely?
You kind of, you walking
down.
Yeah.
But you're still
following
aiming to
behind, casually,
Mhm.
being like, is Stephanie? Your whole mood has shifted.
There is a packet that has like something in it.
Yeah.
Like it's like a folder of some sort, like maybe a few pieces of paper, perhaps.
Yeah, if I have the packet, if Stephanie doesn't have the packet, I'll take the packet and open it while we're walking. Just have the joint out now, tucked behind the ear, and just shouldering the chessboard, and let's rip open this packet.
All right.
The other hand.
So you're walking towards the front. You both take what you believe is yours, like riddles versus chess. Will, your dad demanded, at the very least, every weekend, one time visit, playing chess with him. And he made it a point to tutor you so that eventually you would beat him. And it did get to a point where you were able to. It took a while to get there, but it was never like a consistent winning. It was always like tallies kind of situation when you finally did get to on par with him. And every time you lost, he would get upset. Not like yelling at you or anything like that, just, all right, we gotta do it again until you win. You can hear his voice in your head. Again. Until you did win that day. And then big smile on his face, but it just didn't reach his eyes. Eyes that match yours. Turn the color. Look at the paper as that memory floods in, and top it says first, Willem, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't the father that you needed. I know I didn't make any sense. And I really, really wanted to be there for you. Both of you. The way I should have been. But things were complicated. Are complicated. If you're reading this. If you are, that means I'm dead. Someone will come. I don't know when or how. But our family, in a way, has needed to uphold the end of a bargain that no one was told about generations later. And I found out too late how important it was. Everything I did was for both of you. When he comes, be ready. I love you. It's the first letter.
Hey, Steph.
Yeah.
There's some heavy stuff here. I think I just read something heavy. Something about a bargain. And so here, I'm gonna head the packet over and look over that letter again.
Look over the letter again. Stephanie, there's another letter underneath that one, and it is addressed to you. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Bean. Hope you're okay. It was good to see you as often as I did. I'm really sorry that I couldn't be lighter or palatable, but I needed you to be ready, just like I am telling Will to be ready. Something's coming. And I did what I could to hold it off. Giving you things, both of you, for that, to be ready. I didn't know what to expect, and I found out way too late. But you're adults now, and I know that you can do this. You have one shot. I believe in both of you. Love you. Dad.
What do you think he meant by something's coming, someone's coming?
Dad have a boyfriend?
I don't think he would ever cheat on Mom.
Yeah, I know, but like after.
No, he didn't really keep company other than, that company. Like the blinds and the scarf and...
Mm-hmm. That's why I was asking if you had a boyfriend, secret kind of thing. Is that who's coming? Have you seen anybody snooping around the house?
No, I haven't. It's been the same as it's been since we were like kids, so I don't know. I never saw anything, never heard anything, in the boyfriend sense.
There's one more paper. And it slides under your hand as you talk, Stephanie, as you read yours, and you pull it out. You both crowd around it, kind of situation, to read it at the same time. It says, kids, if you're reading this, I'm dead. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I gave you the best shot that you could. I made a new deal. And it required both of your participation. Or else one of you would have died. Or else one of my grandkids would die. And I couldn't have that happen. So I'm sorry. This was the only way. He will come. Sometime soon, I don't know when or how, but after I'm gone, he will come. But I prepared you the best I could. I'm sorry. And I love you. Dad.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, boyfriend. We had to be prepared. We both agree. I didn't agree to anything.
I didn't agree to anything either.
Okay.
This
is like that one time you signed us both up for ham radio club.
Yeah, I thought that maybe we could do like a whole little segment, be like twins on the radio.
Yeah. Why
Why does this not feel like... I'm trying not to get in my head about it. It sounds... Maybe he owed someone money. maybe this boyfriend's like in the fucking mob or something. I don't know, but it just... You think we should try to find lawyers? Dad's friends or
Probably,
something.
yeah. We'll take care of it. We can take care of it. Yeah, I got something that's kind of squirreled away, some real estate. I can start consolidating on that.
You think that maybe we should like get out of state or something? Take a couple days, maybe hit the other coast. Why would he put your kids in danger?
I don't know. That's probably okay. We might need to get them into the city. Maybe I have a. Marcus won't like it, but we could probably move some stuff around too.
Marcus?
Marcus, an artist friend of mine. Yeah.
You know, B and M are two different letters in the alphabet. They have different pronunciations.
Yeah. Meredith and I have been having some problems, so I moved out. She's got the kids in the house, and I've got an apartment in the city.
Well,
and Marcus has helped me find a therapist and new ways to kind of cope with things. So yeah. But that's good, because now we have a place where if there's any trouble from him, they can squirrel away and we can take care of it.
Sure. That's a lot on top of everything that's happening right now. I'm happy
that's my
for
shit
you.
though. That's my shit. That's not your shit.
I'm an ally. I support you in whatever choices you make.
You big talk from you. Fucking.
What?
Sorry.
No. Say it. We are in. This is a time for honesty.
You just kind of really have leaned into the good kid thing, you know.
You know, maybe that's just called being a good person.
Yeah.
You know, I opened myself up for that. Let's just.
You didn't do anything wrong. No, that's the thing is like you haven't done anything wrong though, Steph. So like I have no reason to be mad at you or anything like that.
I don't think you did anything wrong either. Like sometimes people don't work out, so it's your life.
Yeah, I mean, Meredith doesn't like know about Marcus, but like
okay.
I haven't told her that I started dating yet. She's really just dragging her ass on the divorce and everything and get everything signed because she wants to make sure that she wants to have all of her lawyers look over it and everything. So,
this is me.
It's not like a secret
with you and not judging you. Yeah,
yeah.
I get that. We have a little more pressing matters. We can talk about that later.
So, y'all awkwardly stand in the hallway after all this information just kind of bubbled out of Will's chest. The anxiety is almost there. We're at 5, baby, so you're just tumbling through this.
Yeah.
And you're trying to explain, and are y'all leaving or attempting to leave? Because you're like, oh, shit, we're in trouble. Someone's gonna come. What does that mean?
Attempting to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Making our way out the front door. Yeah. I think with that, just like that kind of like engagement in that conversation, just like nodding and then going for the door and just being like, okay, we're on the level.
Right, so you reach for the doorknob. Roll for me.
Oh, God.
And you are going to roll at tense.
Oh, shit. So I roll plus my anxiety? Is that what it means?
No, you just roll, but like the roll is going to be tense instead of uneasy.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Because you were like, wait, we're in trouble? What does that mean? You are not feeling great, essentially. Someone's after you?
Okay. That's
Yeah.
It's a 3.
Ooh. Yeah, I like how you said it like you had hope.
Yeah, it sounded
I was like 3 on tense. This is a new roll, and then I looked at it and I'm like, oh no, it's just the same but bad.
It's the same thing, but the consequences could be worse.
Yeah.
You didn't succeed. The player chooses either to suffer a severe consequence, or dread goes up by 2, or you increase your despair by 1, or you can push the roll for me to desperate.
Let's suffer a severe consequence. We're here, man. Let's fucking go. Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
All right, so you reach forward and you look at the door, and a little, I wouldn't say too late, but like you realize something's like not the same about the door. So like usually it's like dark oak. The door handle is made of like crystal, essentially. Very reminiscent of that style of house to door, probably made in the 1950s, 60s kind of situation.
Okay.
And that's not what it looks like this time. The wood is a different color. It's a tone of mahogany, so it's a little redder tinged, naturally speaking. And the door handle is like a metal, a gold tint to it instead. This is the front door, though. Like, this is where it is. But you already grabbed the handle. You reach it and open. You push it open. And just before you take one step forward, you met with nothing. There is no floor. There is no gravel. There's no outside. You're met with an empty white space with no top or bottom. It's bright. And you almost fully walk forward. And you catch yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The lighter falls out from under your arm and falls into that white void. And it keeps going as you get your footing and you look down and you look down and you look over, and then the back of your head, something hits you in the back of the head. And then it tumbles back into the house, down your back, off the shoulder, and it sputters across the floor. It's that gold lighter. Same one.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This shit.
Steph, you definitely see that this is not the outside. It looks just like a white cavernous space.
That's not. I've never been high. This is not fumes. This is not you.
Fucking high. No. This is not good. Not good. Not fucking good at all. Ow, fuck.
Are you okay? What happened?
It fucking hurt. The fucking lighter slipped and it hit me on the back of the fucking head because I dropped it and then it hit me on the back of the fucking head.
How do we? What? Oh. What?
Is this the fucking thing? Is this the thing?
Yeah.
Do you close the door?
Yeah.
Close the door, and you look into like the front windows and like the living room and the dining room. It looks like outside.
I try to open a window.
You open the window and it's like space bends, essentially. So like when you open it,
White.
you see a room that's entirely stacks and stacks and stacks of books, like a library that goes on infinitely forever. It just never stops, and then it just kind of fades out into infinity of books on columns of books. You close the window slowly as you take that in.
We got another problem, Steph.
No, we don't.
Yeah, it's the It's the library from fucking Page Master outside of our door. Fucking door. Well, the door is the white space, and then it's just a bunch of books. It's your fucking dream. Nothing but books for the eye can see outside the window.
This really is not the time. I get it. Your humor. It's not funny. I'm trying not to die right now. We can just...
We're not dying. We're not dying. We're just stuck inside of our childhood home, and we can't leave.
Okay, yeah, that sounds a lot like not dying. Well, can we please be fucking serious?
I'm trying to be fucking serious. I don't know. Things are fucking ridiculous.
Steph, do you try to open the door, or are you just noting it?
I can't handle this right now. I'm going back to the room where it happened. Going back to the study.
All right. You marching towards the study?
Yeah.
Okay. You march, you're like, I'm done with this, I'm over it, and you're marching, and that effect of like walking for forever comes back, but it's like you're walking, and it feels like every few steps you're pushed back a little bit, and it feels like the space is bending in this hallway. But Will, this time you do see that this is starting to stretch. The hallway is stretching as your sister is walking forward, and she's getting further and further and further away from you. And it seems like every few steps there's like a jolt of extra feet that appear in front of her, and then another jolt of feet that appear in front of her. Wood splinters, you can hear it as it expands for her. She walks to the study. But Steph, you don't really hear the splintering of wood or anything like that. You're on a mission. You go to that door and you open it, and you're expecting to see that same room. The desk. You don't. You walk out to the front yard. But it looks different. You remember on that TV the moments before your mom fell off that ladder when you were playing in the garden. You remember the garden was different back then. Daffodils were out there. It wasn't too many flowers. There was like a rose bush, but it wasn't surrounding the property. Just a few. You see in person you and your brother playing in the yard. You turn back and you see the door still open, kind of like just randomly in the space of the front yard. If you walk around the edge, it's just a door. But when you face it again, you still see Will looking at you. Will sees that you are outside, not in the office.
You think we can just find the thing? Just, I can't do this. I can't.
Will, did you follow Steph? Or are you just staring after Steph?
I see Stephanie try to talk to me, and I'm going to start I'm just going to approach, follow after, and be like, look, I don't know, find what? Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
The hallway stretches as you start walking, and it stretches further and further. You're trying to get to your sister, and it seems like it's distancing you further each time you're trying to get to her. And then you both hear in your ears a countdown of a rocket launch. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to take off in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and you're walking and you're quickening your pace. You're quickening your pace. Roll a dice for me, please.
Okay. 5.
5. Nice. It's a lesser version, but you still pass. Dread goes up by 1. I start from the bottom again with my dread. But that's it. No other consequence. So you slip a little bit, and then you pick yourself back up. Like it's not a full fall. It's literally like you trip over your feet a little bit, and then you full sprint forward as you see the door closing or starting to close.
No. I'm gonna start crawling on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then like probably drop the chest set and then like pick it back up and like try to stick my foot out to catch the door.
You do, luckily, because you do pass. But it is so close, you almost do not catch it. And you kick it open. And then as you kick it open, you hear 3, 2, 1, blast off. And then you see your mom on that ladder. And you swore she tripped. You swore she did. Because that's what it looked like. But you were playing, so you weren't paying attention. Instead, you see it differently this time. You see as if someone took the top of a cane and it hit her across the head and she fell. That's what it looked like. Like someone hit her so hard she just got knocked out on the top of the ladder. Fell. Then a ragdoll. And just before her head hits the floor, where you know that sickening crunch is happening, someone snaps. You're in the study. The door's open. My. Did a number on you, didn't I? You turn. There's a voice. The doorway. I'll say the hallway. A little distance away from you all. You see a tall figure, black, top hat, and a cane, a rose gold handle, and a sickeningly green paisley scarf, standing. And then you see where the front door is. The lights start turning off, one by one, as it gets closer down the hall towards you. And he walks towards you, slowly, casually, hand in pocket, cane hitting the wood. As the lights go off, where he walks.
Private property, asshole.
Everything that is yours is mine, little one.
I haven't seen no will.
What is your last name again? Harrington?
Yeah.
I have
Well,
business with all of you Harringtons.
well, you're gonna have to call Steven.
Well, please. I know that's the proper channels. We know. We know. And I hope we can barter and figure this out amicably.
Oh, this is the barter. Your father bartered with me already.
The barter. Were you pitching?
You have
and
one
receiving with my
chance,
pops?
one opportunity to seize it all. Will you capture it, or just let it slip? Yeah, Eminem, I know. I love that man for some reason. Humans are so weird. But bottom line. We have a deal. And you're going to do some stuff for me. Or don't. And this continues. But until then, you, points at you, Steph. You don't see his face underneath the top hat. You should. It's like perfect cut of shadow over his eyes and nose, but you see that toothy grin. It's just too wide. You, Stephanie, have some riddles for me. And you, turns to you, Will. You owe me a few games.
Great. I love games. Fuck, great. Chess? Cool.
Or, I do like how sassy you are. Maybe you can just forego this and you can just give yourself to me immediately. I'm due a twin. It's been a while. Or I can go for Oz walls. We can just like tie this up real quick right now. How about that, Wilhelm Harrington?
Okay, yeah, no. You've got my attention now. You know the name of my Yeah, fucking dad's boyfriend who he owed money to or some shit like that. I guess you have some mob dealings or whatever.
What?
Yeah, sure. What? Yeah, whatever. You listen to fucking Eminem. Yeah, let's get this fucking over with. Come on, we don't have all day. My sister is not having a great time, okay? And so, yeah, this whole thing that Dad wrote about, you are him, I'm guessing?
I am him.
Okay, yeah.
Not a boyfriend, though, but...
Look, whatever you two wanted to call it, okay? That's your...
Stop talking. And then, like, he snaps his finger and your lips seal.
Look, please forgive. We're on.
Chop, chop. Claps his hands. Like there's a muffle because of the gloves. And y'all blink and you find yourself in the entertainment room. You're both sitting on the couch, facing the TV. You look around. He's nowhere to be seen. Seems everything's back to normal, kind of. Will, you adjust your mouth a little bit, and then you can feel you can talk again. But it felt like it got cemented together.
Look, we have to do whatever this is, and we'll be at it, okay?
Fucking Dad made a deal with the devil, it sounds like, and everything. And so now time to fucking sins of the father. Fucking, yeah, come to pay the piper. God fucking damn it. Yeah, great job, Forrest. Wonderful job putting this on your family. Got Mom killed? Bet you're so fucking proud. Fucking asshole.
Look, and she grabs his hands, gives like a desperate squeeze with all the strength in her little mouthy body and bones. I love you. I love you so much. You are literally the only family I have left. Well, I know you're scared. I'm so scared, but we have to do this for the both of us, okay? Please.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm here.
It's another dad day. Chess and riddles. Okay.
There's a moment you hold each other's hands. And then the lights in the room go off for a second. Then come back on. And then there's a moment and the TV snaps on. There's static with turn to it. And then it kind of stabilizes on a wallpaper like style, like a kind of filigree style wallpaper. And there's like a very like analog style where like there's like runs that goes across the screen as it's like humming. And then across the screen is written slowly, as if being painted on the wall by an unseen force. It runs and runs, but it can never flee. It is often watched, yet never seen. When long it brings boredom, when short it brings fear. What is it? And as you sit, as you take this in, you realize, Steph, this is a riddle. Oh, it's riddle time, essentially. You hear the countdown start. 10, 9. And we're going to go to break, everybody. So don't go anywhere. It's getting good. I'm proud of these two already. And we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Bye, everybody. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Oh, these siblings. They're tumbling through. They're being terrorized in their own home. How horrible of me. I'm so sorry. Not really, but for story, this is amazing. Thank you. This is a gift for me. So, we left off where Will and Steph are in the entertainment room, where there's a TV and books and board games. The TV has come on, snapped on, and a riddle has been painted on, not on the screen, but like in terms of on the wall that's being presented on the screen. And it reads, it runs and runs, but it can never flee. Is often watched, yet never seen. When long, it brings boredom. When short, it brings fear. What is it? And then there's a countdown in both of your ears, like a launch for a rocket. 10, 9, and you realize.
And she sputters. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Like you realize there's a countdown. You're like, oh, fuck, right? So here's how we're going to handle it. We're going to roll. If you do know the answer, that's great, because heck yeah, riddles, right? But you're going to roll for it. You sputter, right, and you roll. Is this tense or desperate?
I think it's tense.
All right. So roll tense. Are you going to accept help from your brother? Are you going to push yourself? Or you can work in an element of your scar, a flashback of sorts.
Oh yeah, it is scar time, baby.
It is scar time. We love it. So tell me a scar. If you're going to narrate it, please do, because you'll take narrative control. But you can also ask me or Will to jump into the scene if you need to explain this flashback of sorts. So tell me what it is.
I think it's pretty simple. I think it's the first time Steph was presented with these riddles, even though it was presented as very jokesy, very relaxed. When it came down to the question, she was frozen like a deer in headlights. Her father's gaze was so intense that she almost cried, trying to answer this question, not to disappoint him, or the consequences that seemed to be coming if she got this question wrong.
Cool. So flashback is the first time a riddle was ever kind of randomly just jumped out at you, and you were hoping this would be a fun thing, and it wasn't. It was, what happens if I don't answer it? And it didn't make you feel great, but near the end it did. You see remorse in his face about it. He tries to soothe you, but you don't really quite hear him because it was just jarring. It was kind of, not scary, but scary for a kid more than anything. So what element are you working in then? Is it riddle resilience?
I guess so. That is a great way to say it.
I can spell it right. Okay, so that is your element. Now that it has been revealed, increase your anxiety to 2, well, up to 2. So you have 4 now. And going forward, if you ever need to use riddle resilience as an element, you can just use it. You don't have to like give me anxiety anymore. It's just there. It'll just automatically give you. So with that, roll 2 dice.
Woohoo, yippee!
No fear here. Hey y'all, I got a riddle for you. What's 1 plus 1? Yay!
Okay, just to let you know, it's whatever the highest number is in your pool. That's the answer. It's still 1. So, like, you still failed. But it is whatever your highest number is in your pool. But, ooh. Neither are good. So, on 1 to 3, the character doesn't succeed, fortunately. Did you want to push this to desperate? As the number counts down, 7,
Yeah.
6. You're just like,
Will's gonna grab your hand and squeeze. Give you some help too if you want to push
give you
it.
some encouragement. Do you want to
Yeah.
push it? If you push it, it will increase this. Technically, you're like the max is 3. I would have considered this helping, but
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that. Let it be help and pushing. So if you do, roll a dice. Whatever that number is, divided by 2. Because now you're fully already in desperation right now. So we don't need more anxiety coming out, but it'll be half of whatever it is.
So I rolled a 4, so that's 2. Where am I
Yeah.
going? That's 2 too.
That's 2. So
Anxiety.
your anxiety is 6 now.
Great.
All right.
Okay. So you have 3 dice because Will is helping you, and you pushed it. When he helps you, Will increase your anxiety by 1, please, because you're putting yourself in the situation of anxiety as well.
That is 5 then.
Perfect. So you do succeed, but stuff happens, unfortunately, because it's desperate. Dread goes up by 2. Yay. The player chooses to suffer a severe consequence or raise their despair by 1.
I'll raise my despair.
Oh my god, thank you. Yay.
Twins.
Nice. So you do succeed. It's like down to the wire. Just you're like staring. You're kind of deer in headlights. Very similar to the first time this happened, because now there's stuff on the line here. You look back at your brother, and he's holding your hand and like looking at you in the eyes, like you got this. You got this. There's a reassurance. Also, the fear, the anxiety is there too, but he believes you can do this. And in the last seconds, 4, 3, the answer comes to you.
It practically screams time.
The countdown stops mid-voice 2. And the room freezes a little bit. The screen stutters. And then it kind of shuts off to a point in the middle of the screen. And there's silence in the room. And it comes back on. Different space. You see Steph, as if someone has taken a camcorder of you while you're working late nights. Publishing house. It's like grainy footage. It's present day, so it shouldn't. No one's really using a camcorder anymore. People are using their phones, so like it's kind of silly. But it's present day, or it's like last few months ago before any of this happened, and you're sitting next to a woman. If I remember correctly. Her name is Amy. Can you describe her for me?
Literally everything that Stephanie wanted to be. Amazing complexion, full figured, beautiful as beautiful could be, could make Aphrodite blush, and very well put together.
And you see the comparison, like she's next to you and just like leaning over you as you're like looking through stuff and y'all are talking over coffee. And she looks at you with this look of like adoration, something you missed all this time because you're head face down and like, I don't want to look at Aphrodite reincarnated in front of me. No one needs that right now is like what you're focused on right now. But she's like smiling knowingly down at you. And you feel your ears like get red. Like being kind of like secondhand embarrassment of someone caught you in this moment, which is this him? Is it this guy that like this unknown guy that you saw for a moment? And over it, kind of similar to like a 90s TV show, like there's the credits that come on that like fade in. You see this. I make you weak at the worst of all times. I keep you safe. I keep you fine. I make your hands sweat and your heart grows cold. Visit the weak, but seldom the bold. What am I? 10 and 9, 8, 7. And you can roll if you would like. Also using your scar without increasing anxiety gives you dice.
All right. So I'm rolling 2 dice.
Yeah. 2.
Okay.
And if you want help from Will, you can like discuss that among yourself if you would like. And then that would be 3 if you want to.
I'm saving it.
Okay, you're saving them. Okay.
I need to go home.
You are home, aren't you?
No, I need to be in the loving arms of my Father Jesus Christ. This is 4.
Ooh, a 4 is still passing in a tense roll.
Yeah.
So you're fine, but dread goes up.
Oh goodness, I am switching out dice. I have a whole
Again?
cauldron full. Yes.
Dread goes up by 1. The character can try again. You're fine with the 4. You do succeed. So you're kind of using Will's face as like an anchor at this point. Cause like, hey, it's someone I know and this is so terrifying. And you're a little embarrassed because someone was watching you trying not to admire this person that you work with. That is the writer that you're reading through their book with. And the answer takes a while to come to you. And you're just like, Jesus, it's getting closer to 1, 3, 2, and then before 1, you see the answer just pops into your head.
Fear.
It stops mid 1 and it kind of like, what? Like a scratched record kind of situation. And then the video, the people in it stop. And then turn to both of you. Stephanie, you see yourself, and then you see 𝒖𝒏𝒌𝒏 looking at both of you. And just staring. Before it shuts off again. I forgot something, by the way. You answered 2 riddles. You increase your hope by 2 because of that. So you are getting pretty close to decent. Like you're almost out of the situation. It seems like if you continue answering riddles or doing what is being presented to you, you're getting the vibe that you might, perhaps, potentially get out of here. Alive is uncertain, but you will get out of here, probably, hopefully. As you look at each other. And there's a lull. Nothing else happens. Not yet, anyway. It's quiet. The cold is still here. And there's dark spots throughout the house. Some places are lit, some places are not. And it seems like the shadows between rooms swim as you look over. Wait for something to happen. What do you do? You're not sure what's going to happen next.
How are you feeling? Are you okay?
You know, I'm here. I'm here. So I'm not trying to think about it too much. How are you?
If you need me to tag in or something, I can. I'm sure we can. I don't know. This motherfucker likes games. Let's play some games. Give you a break.
No, if we're doing this Dad's way or Dad's setup, how he equipped us, I got it.
Right. I'm here if you need me.
I know. Me too.
Okay. There's a longer lull and you're waiting. You're wondering if you should get up and do something or what. You're not quite sure. And then after an uncomfortably long amount of time, not that long when you really look at the clock kind of situation, it's only been 3 to 4 minutes, but they feel long, excruciating. Then, kind of like out of nowhere, you're expecting the TV to turn on, but kind of like in a sudden snap, he is there, standing just behind the coffee table, so there's distance between you. You feel piercing eyes staring at you both. But you can't really see. Just see that toothy grin. And the scarf is pulled up around his jaw and chin. Just a splash of white for the top shirt kind of situation. Bow tie, you realize. But you can only see the underside of it with the scarf. And the cane is standing in front of him, both hands laid on top of each other on top of it. Ready for the last one? No sassy comebacks. You feel eyes on you, Will. Or you realize how serious this fucking is.
Oh, I've known how serious it is. I'm just collecting myself so I can kick your ass.
Next one, then. The room gets colder. And it feels like the lights are flickering a little bit outside of the room. This room, you realize, is the brightest one. And then he says, eyes, or at least the focus of his gaze, turns to you, Steph, and you remember that moment of your dad with his intense look, waiting for the answer, but it feels worse. Like you can't breathe. You can, but it feels like the air's out of your lungs. And he says, you can't see me. You can't touch me. You can't hear me. You can't taste me. You can use me or create me. You can find me. I can be interrupted easily. Some enjoy me and others fear me. What am I? And then he starts counting down. 10, 9, and then you see the rooms kind of adjacent behind around the house. The lights start flickering and then kind of fading down as he's counting down. It gets darker. Roll for me. Is this desperate or is this tense?
Now that like the room is changing, it is desperate.
Okay. Thank you. So you can use Riddle Resilience. That gives you an extra dice. Did you want to do anything else? You can no longer push yourself because you're already desperate.
Gotcha. No, I'm gonna do it.
You're not gonna accept help from Will?
Listen, we are a finite resource, okay?
That's fair. That's fair. All right, go for it.
All right. Oh, big money, no whammies. Oh, that is a 5.
You have 5. Okay. You succeed, but you get some consequences here. Dread goes up by 2. I have 6. I am going to use 4 to give you 2 despair. You're fine, don't worry. You're at 2, you're not at 4. That's all right. Don't trip. Either choose a severe consequence or raise your despair by 1. I already did it, but you can do it again if you want to. And severe consequence? Despair.
I guess. Thanks, Ambrose. I'll take the consequence.
Thank you. Oh, I love that. I love both of those. It just doesn't, it just makes me happy regardless. I love giving you consequences though. So you feel the stare as it gazes into you. It makes you feel so cold and alone, even though you're right next to Will. And the countdown is getting closer to 1 and you are blinking. This one seems like an easy one. You've heard this one before. You can't remember. And then as he's almost done, like he literally is down to the 1. You get the answer.
Sorry. Silence. Silence.
It is like right on the line. Like he almost finished saying 1. And he stops and he like lifts his head and he nods. And then he tried talking again and nothing comes out. You try opening your mouth again. And nothing's coming out. Like silence. It is there. He smiles. And he snaps his finger. You find yourself, both of you, in a all-white room. Very similar to like what you saw when it was like the infinite drop in the white space, but this one at least has a floor. And for a moment, the silence still is stuck in your throat, in your lungs, stuff, and you're kind of worried. It feels like everything should be working. Like it's not like like your vocal cords are there and you're trying to have a conversation, and Will, you're just staring as your sister's trying to put words together. And then it's like everything fades back in and your voice comes back.
Oh, okay, I'm okay.
Your hope is increased to 3, by the way, because you answered 3 riddles. Good. You look around this space, the both of you, and you see in the distance a desk. And a black speck sitting behind it.
Let's go.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, that just wasn't great.
Yeah. Start walking.
Walk. You're expecting something to happen. Anything, because it's been kind of random, unexpected. You walk carefully. But you walk there easy enough. You see him sitting there. His hand, like, kind of interwoven here, chin resting. Not a smile, not a frown, not a scowl, just a plain neutral face. And there's a chair that matches his in terms of size, but there's like another chair next to you. Probably for Steph. But this chair is meant for you, Will. Because you see in front of both of you, him and you see several chessboards kind of like elevated. So not just one, there's two of those. They all have starting pieces, and they are white and red. And he gestures to the seat for you to take a seat.
Sit down.
Hello, Wilhelm.
Hi, I don't know your name because you're mysterious and an asshole.
You never ask.
What's your name, mysterious asshole?
Like, cracks his fingers as he like adjusts in his chair, and you hear his shoulder crack, the other shoulder crack, and he takes his hat off and puts it down. You see eyes that look like the whites of it are yellow. Pupils are black. It reminds you of like a crow's eyes or like a bird's eyes kind of situation. And around his face is feathered black, hair black, jet black, slicked back out of his face. You can call me Chartreuse.
I'll have you know I withheld telling a joke right then, so growth.
Proud of you.
We're playing?
Yeah, we're playing. Every time you take a turn, you can ask me a question. And I'll ask you a question.
Excellent. Very nice. You want me to use these pieces?
3 games at once. You've done this before.
Okay. Can we do 4?
If you would like. You have to beat me to at least 2 times.
At least 2 times. Got it, okay. I'm going to pull out the chessboard that my dad got. I'm going to set it up. And I am going to activate a scar.
Amazing! Yay! What is the scar? What is it?
We're going to see... you'll see Wilhelm start setting up the pieces, just kind of looking at them and holding them up on that 4th board, and goes, back when we were kids, we had a dog by the name of Blythe. Blythe was not a really good dog, but he was very sweet. Get into a lot of trouble setting up more of the pieces. The pawns are done now. Now we're working on the different kind of like the court, essentially. Once Blythe got into the gardening shed and got into some rat poison. And Stephanie found Blythe because he had come inside. She was a trooper, but it really affected her really bad. But Forrest was too busy to deal with anything, and Mom was out of town. So we had to bury Blythe underneath a tree, a cherry tree in the back. We were devastated. Mom felt awful. So what happens? Lightning storm happens, storms as they occasionally do. That tree conveniently gets struck by some lightning. Catches on fire, all of that good stuff. It ends up going out. We take care of it. But Mom decided to take the opportunity to take the wood from that tree and make me a little chess set out of cherry wood that she enamelized herself and I'm going to set up arranging them, and then putting the rook last and touching it. And these are those pieces.
Oh, okay. So, cherry wood chess set. Put that as your element, if you like. I know it exists, but know that you can use that for every roll. Increase your anxiety by 2.
Yep.
Doing so.
Excellent. And he's going to adjust the last one and say, that woman made these very pieces. The woman that you hit in the face with a cane while she was on top of a ladder. So I'm going to demolish you with this chess set, even if it's the last thing I do. And that's just off the principle that you hurt my mother. Once we get out of here, I'm going to legally pummel you in the ass.
Oh. Don't you have a boyfriend?
I'll communicate with him. We have an arrangement.
Right. Your move first.
You've been around a long time, I guess, Chartreuse. So we're going to start with something a little bit basic, a classic. You might know how to respond. That's okay. And I'm going to start with an Italian opening. It's the Italian game, which is, in chess, you're trying to fight for control of the middle. This one is utilizing a pawn first to give an opening to your rook, who then gives an opening to your bishop, allowing just having full movement of the board. So just starting with that. I've got a question. Why are you obsessed with my family?
Why am I obsessed with your family? You think you're the only ones? That's cute, Will. Your family, before you were a twinkle in your father's eye, before you even a concept of thoughts, great grandparents made a deal with me. They weren't well off. They had several kids and no money, no way to take care of them. And I offered to help them. And I did. And I still do. You think that you being successful, your gestures to Stephanie being successful in your jobs and life, you said that was just luck. Your dad always being well off. You thought that was just it. No, your whole family is better off, but in return, because I always require something, they had so many children that they couldn't take care of. Twins. I offered. I will give you success you would want for nothing. In return, I want one of your children. Every generation. A mirror child. And they had nothing but twins ever since. Roll for me. Is this tense or desperate?
Tense, because I think Will's a little cocky still.
I think so. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. That's 6 on the die.
Amazing. So you're fine. You're a little shaken about this, and it shows in your movements across the board. But he matches your movements and is able to keep up with you. It is like playing with your dad a little bit, but his is more sure. Where your dad stalled thought or took moments of thought as it got more complicated, and he does not. It's like as soon as you take a while to think and all this other stuff, he goes and just does it immediately. Like he already knew you were going to make whatever move you were going to do. It rattles you a little bit, but surprisingly, you kind of beat this game. But it feels kind of weird. Like it was kind of either preordained or he didn't think about it. He just did it. And he goes to the next board. My turn. Like sets up. And his play is aggressive. He's not holding back here. Did you know your father had a twin?
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a genetic freak thing of a family to have, twins every generation.
Yeah. That's how deals with me work. You think you're never gonna have twins again? Or what's the chances of having twins every generation? And then it happens. This can't be that easy. Get everything you want and I never get anything I want. When he was 8. Yes, he had a twin, Samuel. Your uncle. And it came due, and I took him with me. And he didn't remember what happened to Sam. He just knew that he was gone one day. And he was supposed to do the same thing with you, Will. That's what I selected anyway. But you didn't know. I came for you that day. But you told me no. And I came knocking. You refused. This can't be real. You're... Get the fuck out of my house. Kind of sounded like you a little bit. Both are similar, or used to be similar. I had to take something. So I took your mom instead. That's how deals work. Consequences, if they don't, are not held up. I could say more, but I think that would require another question, actually. And he makes the play, and then you go back and forth a little bit. Roll again. Is this tense still?
I'd say it's getting desperate.
Sexy. Roll for me. You can still use your element, 𝒗𝒊𝒔𝒊𝒕𝒐𝒓. Are you going to ask? Oh, you got it?
3.
Oh. Okay. You do not succeed. Suffers a severe consequence. Increase your despair by 1 and dread goes up to 2. Someone had an increase of despair. I think that was you, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. You get that same sense when you're playing him. You think about your move, and you put it down, and then he makes an immediate move, and then you realize his aggressive play is paying off. This is worse than your dad has ever been. Sometimes your dad went easy on you after several games in a row. That isn't here. And he wins. He topples your king over with his finger. And for a moment, you feel a searing pain in your clavicle, the collarbone muscle area. It's pointed and sharp. It stings and it feels like it's going through. Right here. Everything all right?
Yeah, I just think that you're not playing fair. Oh, God, ow. Ah,
Not playing fair.
yeah. Ah, fuck. It's okay. It's okay.
Are you? What's wrong? What are you
It's
doing to him?
fine.
What do you mean? Nick leans forward and looks at you. Those hawk-like eyes, just piercing you, stuff.
Look, he didn't hurt me. Don't hurt him. We're all playing. We are cooperating. Please don't hurt him.
You answered all the riddles. He lost just now.
What?
Again?
What will get you to leave? That's my question.
If you beat me.
And I start playing more.
Alright, if you do this again,
Mm-hmm.
you will increase your hope by 1.
Yep.
Right? So it's your turn to start. He's going to give this to you. How are you playing? Are you also going to kind of match his aggression, or are you going to do the long con, or what's the plan here?
I think having these 4 games happen, Will has been playing very aggressively on that one board.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like the primary board, and being kind of lax with the other ones. I think with that, and with that pain and everything, Stephanie would probably notice that there's a shift in Will's demeanor. There's that older Will, the leaner Will, the more hungry Will, is the more competitive Will is now leaning forward. And it's almost like there's a completely new person at the table, was actually focusing on things and everything. And I'm playing a trap defense, essentially, where I'm essentially, just for those at home, you will see that Will's game starts changing, where on 2 other boards, he's sacrificing pawns left and right, and then on another one, he's keeping up to task and everything. Just this kind of thing of oh man, I've lost 1, so now I'm going to focus on this main game, and just these 2, I'm going to just kind of keep them going, and hopefully I can keep them up. But you can see the shift in the minute. So yeah, a long con kind of playing.
Cool. So 2 games at this time have closed, so there's only 2 left. It's desperate, so roll for me. Did you want to ask for help from your sibling?
Yeah, I'm going to hold out that joint that was half smoked, and there's going to be a book of matches.
Yeah, she lights it for him.
Alrighty. So, Steph, increase your anxiety by 1. And, Will, I'm going to spend 4 dread to increase your despair to 3.
God damn it. To 5?
No, to 3. Just increase your despair by 1.
Oh, by 1? Okay. I was god damn.
I would never do that. That is mean.
I was god damn, dude.
No. Just by 1. You're fine. So, despair. Roll for me. You have 2, I think. No, if you want to increase your element, use the element here.
Yeah.
It would be a full 3 that you can roll right now.
Perfect. Yeah. 6.
Amazing. All right. Dread still goes up by 1, but that is the only bad thing that happens. Something bad happens to you. So you're playing the long con, and it's taking a little longer with these 2 games. And though it is jarring that he is following up your moves with an immediate reaction, you clear a game. You win this one. And you kind of breathe a sigh of relief here. Hope goes up to 4. Here. 1 away. 1 away. It's his turn to start here, and he thinks on his question. He's thinking. if you lose here, will you give me yourself, or will you give me one of your sons?
I think maybe if you have met me when they were born, you would have been like, oh shit, oh fuck, man, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do. Oh shit. No, of course you can have me. Yeah, if I lose, you can take me. And you can let this one go, and then you can let them go, and then we'll just be done with it. And it'll be you and me. And I can play chess with you all the time.
That would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he starts moving pieces. Your dad gave himself to me to give y'all a chance for this amendment that we're doing right now. That's what this is. Once you win, if you win, you don't see me anymore. No more visitor. Probably no more twins. He did that for you. So I'm not one to pry into family affairs. Not fully, anyway. Not unless it's the deal sort of thing. Or maybe thank him. Because he's hanging out with me here for all his afterlife. So think about that. He moves no piece. Roll for me. And if you succeed, you get to 5.
Take the help, bestie.
Take a long puff.
Yeah, I'll take the help. Yeah. Just a full-on drag and just go. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Full 3 again on desperate.
So I rolled my first 2, and they're both 3s.
Mm-hmm.
So let me roll my last one.
Okay.
I'm a dramatic motherfucker. That's 3 3s.
Yo, what? Sorry, I had a moment.
Not even a lie. 3 3.
3 3s. That's some form of sign, I think. All right.
Am I able to push a roll?
Not for desperate.
No.
You can't. No. You can push an uneasy to tense. And you can push a tense to desperate. You cannot push a desperate.
Damn. Okay. 3.
So, character doesn't succeed. Suffer a severe consequence. Increase your dread by 1. And dread goes up to 2. Well, goes up to 3, add 2. So you do not increase your hope, but your despair goes up to 4, Will. You kind of rattled knowing that your dad died to give y'all a chance. I'm not sure if that you could put those things together before. But this chartreuse is giving you a little bit of the inside knowledge of what's going on here. That, like, if you win, you get everything that you've ever had. The deal that hangs over the Harringtons is over. But if you feel terrified knowing that he's around with this thing. And then on top of that, that your son, Oz, is the one that he expressed interest in, was up next. If you didn't say, me, I'm fine. And you're shaken. You're rattled. You aren't able to play your best for the final stretch. His immediate steps after yours is just rattling you too much. Everything is rattling you too much. And you lose. It's close. But you lose. That searing pain comes back and it's adjusted instead of right. In one spot, it's adjusted a little bit below that. It feels like it's forming a circle of sorts or some form of try situation. Triplicate thing that's happening right now.
Triune.
Thank you. Glowing. And he leans back. I think we're draw here.
Oops. Got you two though. You said you couldn't get. You said I couldn't even get you with one.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
That is impressive. Your father has taught you well. You're not like him though. Not anymore. Used to be as fun, as serious, as kind as you used to be, I suppose. But then I took his wife. And we had meetings just like this every month. He leans back in his chair and flings his wrist, clears the desk like it never existed. He did that for you, both of you. Locked himself away so you can live your lives in peace. Never saw a human do that before.
Okay. Call it.
No. Okay.
We're tied, right?
You're tied.
2 and 2. Coin toss.
You want to do this based off of a coin toss?
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Do it off of a coin toss.
I like how you think, Will. And then, like, snaps his fingers. And y'all appear back in the hallway. Like, in the middle part. So, like, halfway between the study and halfway between the front door. Both are sitting there. Coin toss. Smiles. He has his hat under his arm and like carrying the cane in his hand. And then like suddenly coin appears flittering between his fingers. And then it's a gold coin, but you've never seen a coin like this. Like it's a very detailed faces on both sides. Deep frown, deep smile on either side. Like a bit thick too, so it looks weird. Like you've never seen anything like this. All right. One of you, both of you, call what you think should happen, heads or tails. Whoever I hear first gets it. And you're free to leave, both of you. Ready? Both of you roll for me. It's desperate.
I'm gonna choose to betray Steph.
Cool. Yay!
How does that look?
So with this, I'm essentially going to... This is betraying them by damning them to having to do this more and more and everything like that, like continuously having to go through with this, by shoving her down and making sure that I'm the one that says mine first. Essentially, so I'm putting all the responsibility on me. So in a way, I'm trying to protect her from doing that, but I'm also damning her to having to deal with
a little bit. So it's this weird, like, she's not going to take this well, but also this is complicated kind of situation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So with that, increase it with 2 dice, so you can roll 3 immediately.
Yeah.
And hey, Steph, you increase your despair to 4. Mm-hmm. And I'm letting y'all know now, since you both are 4, you cannot betray each other after this.
Yeah. I had to get that one in at the end.
Gotta get that one in.
I had to showcase the system. I had to show the system.
Yeah. Wait, so we're rolling 2 dice or 1?
You are rolling 1 unless you want to, like, use an element to bring in a scar if you would like to. Or, like, it doesn't seem like you're getting help in this situation because
Yeah.
with you, unfortunately. Yeah. So if you want to work in a scar, you very much can.
I mean, we're getting sad. I'll take it. I'll take my roll.
Okay, so you'll just take it as is. All right, so that's 1 for you. Will, that's 3 for you. So did you roll already, or did you go?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until Stephanie rolls.
Oh yeah, I already rolled.
Okay,
I rolled too.
Go for it. Okay. What is it? What is the highest for both of you?
Go ahead, Vesti.
6.
Damn it! I rolled a 5.
That's not bad. Okay,
That's pretty fucking good.
That's really good.
That's the best I've had all night.
That's good. So you got a 6. Dread goes up by 1. I can't. I obviously cannot increase your despair anymore, but I can do consequences if I want.
Absolutely.
And you, Steph, succeed, but Dread goes up by 2. You have a severe consequence, or you can choose to raise it to despair, but that would kill you. So that's entirely up to you. But to be honest, y'all won. So like you did the coin toss, increased to 5 for hope. You both see hear the ring of the coin as it's flipped into the air. You see it go up, and it's like everything goes in slow motion. And once it gets to its highest point, it's pretty high, you look at Stephanie, who's looking as well, and then you shove her with your shoulder, and you call out tails. Just as Stephanie's going to say heads. And she falls and like stumbles, bites her tongue, essentially, really hard. And not to the point where like it's super bleeding, but still it hurts. And you stumble to the ground. And Chartreuse like catches it, but not like in a normal way. Like he catches it and just like stops face up, hovering in his hand. And it lands and shows it as it's hovering. Yes. You won. And he looks down at Stephanie. He beat you to that punch, but you both did technically win. And like grabs it, vanishes. All right. Smiles, but it does not reach his eyes. He's disappointed. Raises an eyebrow. Takes the hat. Puts it on. Takes off his scarf. Walks up to the coat rack next to the door. Goes like for like a quick walk to the front door. Puts his scarf on. And his cane. Looks back at you both. To remember me by. Take care, Harrington. Bows. Goes to the door. Closes it. And then you both stare. All the lights come back on in the house in a split, like the way you left it when you first walked in the first time. And you both rush. Well, Will, you do first. Steph, you're gathering yourself. You feel kind of like, the heck?
I'm gonna, help you up.
Slap the hand away and stand up.
And you look around. And it's like No time has passed since all this started, so sun is still just setting. Only 5 minutes have passed. It feels like hours. You look around, and on the floor you see that chess set and that journal of riddles. And the papers with the letters that your dad wrote. And you remember. You're not sure what this means. Your dad is dead, but he belongs to Chartreuse, though. Whatever that means. Whatever it means to be had by this person, entity, being that you hopefully will never see again. But for the meantime, you're alive. A few seconds pass after the doors close, and then it slowly opens. Like the wind blew it open kind of situation. It's always all the way closed kind of situation. And you see at the outside, you see the gravel walk up. You see the grass outside the large estate that you have around. And you feel a pull to look outside. You walk out, both of you, though tense between you at the moment. And you see all the dandelions, all the St. John's wort, everything but a few rose bushes at the front have blackened. Except for the only thing that's left really are 2 or 3 rosebuds at the front of the door that haven't fully opened yet. Epilogue. It's been a few days since whatever the fuck that was that happened. You take the items left behind by your father and you go back to your lives. Steph. Read through everything that your dad wrote in terms of riddles. It seems like he made some. It seems like he wrote a lot about his encounters with Chartreuse. Now that you know what's going on. Like, before, if you didn't know, it seemed like he told a very interesting, twisted tale about a person meeting with an unknown being and talking. And the conversation seemed very warm, but terrifying at the same time. Like, stuck in limbo between this being a friend and being an enemy. This was the visitor that kept visiting, right? Had to kind of get close in some capacity. How are you feeling after everything that happened in the house? After Will pushed you down, after the coin toss, after the riddles, after the chess match, after being stuck in an unknown space? How are you coping? What are the lingering thoughts that you have?
She's doing her best not to think about it. And taking life a little more for granted and taking like actual steps to talk to Amy. Kind of presenting the journal as a series of short stories her dad wrote. And it's like, well, maybe you could borrow some of these or just give some excerpts for her literature.
Amy, you come in to work one day and you have this and you've been sitting with it and you talk to Amy over coffee at one of the tables kind of situation. And she reads through it and she just digests it. Like, she's just like, starts off just slow page turns and then it's like, goes quiet and you're drinking coffee, you're being nervous after like it's been quiet for too long. And then she looks at it and looks back and forth and then she looks at you. It's like, you should publish this under your name.
Yeah, no, that's not how I operate. I mean, you're welcome to any detail. I'm not ready. I am behind the desk, not in front of it. So
you could be in front of the desk. I don't know why you don't.
No, it's like I said, not my thing. I'm not ready. I don't think I'll ever be ready. Besides, I didn't write this. It was all forced.
Looks at it, like gives a small smile, like a sad smile. You may never be ready. I wasn't ready for this. I didn't like just start doing this. But I'm hoping that if anything, the loss of someone you care about means anything, is that life is short. I don't want you to have any regrets. Stuff. And then she like passes it back to you. If you don't want to publish it, don't. But I'm not going to take it from you.
Well, you're not taking what I'm offering, so. You know, maybe
I have some integrity into my own work. I don't want to take someone's father's writing and publish it under my name.
If I may, I mean, you could try convincing me again some other time. Maybe not at the office, over dinner or something.
She smiles. Stephanie, are you asking me out on a date right now?
No, just asking for some persuasion.
I can persuade you if this is a date. She smiles cheekily.
Sure.
Like she just like does this. It does not hide it at all, period. It's like, okay, yeah. I can persuade you over dinner. Italian? Or Mexican? Or
Italian's fine. Yeah, I can speak Italian. Yeah.
We'll find a date. We'll find a date.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and like takes her coffee, gives you the book, and was like, I'm gonna go, and like walks away. And you are grinning ear to ear. Your ears are on fire. But you took a step in a direction that you normally wouldn't, and that's really important. Well, you take the chess set. And you go back to your apartment with Marcus. And he sees that you're not well. Like that kind of haunted look, kind of lost a little bit when you get back home. And keeps an eye on you, kind of like makes dinner for you, like stuff like that. Make sure that you're comfortable. Gives you some space, but is keeping an eye on you. And all you can do is look at this chess set. And you're torn between just setting it up like old times or just leaving it. And you have a blanket around you. It's like late in the evening. Let's say you drove back immediately after all this. I forgot how long it takes for that drive. But let's say 3 to 4 hours to get back. So it's 1 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. And he's up late in his studio painting, just in case you need him. Covered in a blanket. How are you reflecting on what happened after everything? Taking everything in.
Probably like still trying to like maintain comfort and everything like that, but like reflecting on maybe taking the divorce and things a little bit more seriously instead of just like letting it fall off his back, kind of facing it. Hasn't decided yet on what to tell Mayor about Marcus just yet, but is getting there. But yeah, I think is going to do that. That's the next big goal. Probably a lot of reflection on like also being a little bit more honest with the kids and spending more time with the kids too. Not cutting myself out, not remaining distant or anything, and chilling out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Has still not reached out to Steph yet, but is open channels
you look at beside the chessboard. You still have that lighter. And you realize probably that it was from your mom to your dad. And it feels a little bit more precious now. Like, this is, if anything else, if you didn't get anything else out of the house, you're glad you got the chess set and you're glad you got this lighter. Maybe there might be other things. Who knows? But you're not sure if you want to step back into your family home again anytime soon. Especially when it felt like a maze. Do either of you reach out to each other again?
It'll be a while, but it does happen eventually. At least Steph tries to reach out again.
Yeah, I think once Steph reaches out, Will is quick to pick up and answer, to listen, and to apologize, and to be available.
So.
And also come clean about living in the city. We've been living in the same city the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Let's say y'all apologize. You have kind of like a catch up of sorts of being honest, truly honest about each other and who you are and where y'all have gone and what you plan on doing, your dreams, your aspirations, your frustrations. Mm-hmm. Like siblings, twins used to. It feels good. You missed this. It's gonna take some time to fully patch up years of distance, but you feel like it's happening. And there is that missing of your father. Knowing everything, but realizing that like he did everything to make sure that you two will be okay. But you decide to meet up. A week later, you're kind of walking along the lake in Michigan, upper side of Chicago. You probably got something to eat that you can walk, like a street food sort of situation, and you're just chatting. And as you do, you're passing in one direction, across the street, you see a ladder. You see someone standing on top. Probably like working on a building. And both your eyes naturally gravitate towards this person. It just seems like a random person that's like fixing the top awning of a business. And then as you both stare, you get this impending feeling in your stomach, and then you hear in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the countdown. We are going in 10, 9, 8, 7. And that is where we'll leave off, everybody. Thank you so much for this session. I have been your keeper, Ambrose. I go by any pronoun. And let's introduce our main characters who have survived, everybody. Starting with you, Wes. Who are you? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm going to keep this short and simple. My name is Wes Franks. You can find me online at Comfort Carrion, or you can find me on my website, carrion-comfort.com. That's where all my stuff's going on. I've got a lot of cool stuff. Also, RPG Zine Club. It's with +1EXP. Come check it out. We'll get some games going for you. Get you some games. Get you some games. And yeah, that's it. That's me. That's it.
Awesome. That's it. All right. Hey, Ben, how you doing? What's up? Who are you? Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Vin at 𝒏𝒌𝒏𝒐𝒓 on all the socials. If you want to see me be like actually a little bit more professional, I'm a voice actor, 𝒏𝒌𝒏𝒐𝒓.com. That's my resume, my reels, hopefully a visual reel after some NDAs lit up, and I'll have some cool things to announce by the time this comes out. So yeah, that's all me.
Amazing. And hi, everybody. I'm Ambrose. I am the creative director and founder of Other Cider Studios. I'm an award-winning TTRPG performer. And I am also an award-winning storyteller. I keep on forgetting to say that, but I don't think that, you know what, I'll work on it. It's fine. I just need to be up about that. I'm working on this, the Melancholy Weave, but I am also in the Hunter game for a bit, Bad House RPG, which is Midnight Rush. I cannot wait for that to come out. When it does, I'm super excited. And I'm also working on UX design experiences, so check out for that. We are making something, me and my spouse, Decorum BLB. So check that out when it's out. Until then, thank you all for tuning in for this chapter of the Melancholy Weave. Next chapter is chapter 3, The Ones Who Lurk. Stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. And we'll see you on the other side. Bye, everybody.